Hi everybody, this is April 1st, 2012 at 10:30 p.m. and we're going to do Forex trading analysis. Before we get started, I want to do a quick risk warning. So foreign exchange trading carries a high level of risk. Before you decide to trade foreign exchange, we encourage you to consider your investment objectives, your risk tolerance, and trading experience. It is possible to lose some or all of your initial investment, so don't invest money you can't afford to lose. Seek advice from an independent financial or tax advisor, and all information provided is for educational purposes only and should not be construed as trading advice or counsel. So first, let's take a look at the most important news coming out this week. We have a lot of news coming out, mainly from the Aussie dollar, the pound, and the US dollar, which there is a Federal Open Market Committee meeting this week, which is going to be really important, and we also have a lot of extremely important numbers coming out of the dollar later in the week, such as unemployment and non-farms. So there should be a lot of movement in this pair over this week, and we should be able to see a lot of good trading opportunities out of all three of these pairs. And so I will be looking to trade the normal dollar pairs as well as a couple crosses. So the ones I want to take a look at today are first the euro, which as you can see has remained below the 50% retracement of the highs that were back in October 2011. And if we continue to see a rotation to the downside from this pair, we could have a long way to go. People are saying that the euro is in an uptrend now, and if most people are saying it, it's probably incorrect. So I do think that eventually the euro will begin to fall again, and I will remain extremely bearish on this pair for a very long while. I think in the extremely long term we could see down to 1.18, and this is for a lot of different macro reasons. I have a lot of different macro reasons for thinking this. If you want to follow us at @SynergyFX and read some of the blogs that I post, I'll probably start to talk a little bit about that throughout the week. So just in the short term for the euro, we have been closing higher than highs, so I don't think that we have made a decision yet about which way that we're going for this pair. I think that the news this week is going to affect it a lot. I think we could see a very choppy market. So if we do start to push up, things that I will start to be looking at are previous hourly highs, and a little bit too much. So the high here on the that bar, as well as the closes up here, which were above the 50% at around 1.34779. So if we do reach those areas, we'll be very close to overbought, and we should start to see a rotation downward. If not, and the uptrend does continue, I think that possibly the 61.8 around 1.363 I'll be looking at, but my bias is still down for this pair, and I believe that it will continue to go in that direction for a little while. So since we have so much news coming out of the Aussie, I also want to take a look at that. This is a extremely good chart to trade right now. We have seen a retracement downward from the lows set back in December, and that is around the 50%. I don't need to draw it, but it is around 50%, so that is a very important level for traders. And so I think right now we have reached indecision for the Aussie. A lot of people are going to want to push this up, and a lot of people are also going to want to push it down. So the RSI is right around the middle. We are hanging in between the 200 and 100 day moving averages, and this is a pair that will be looking to break out in one direction. So I think that the news this week could help this pair move a lot, and we could see some very interesting trading setups from the Aussie. In terms of levels to the upside, I'm gonna make them pretty far based on the fact that we have so much news. So the close here at around 1.0537 is going to be extremely important for a push to the upside. Like I said, the daily charts were hanging between the 100 and 200, so I will be looking at the dailies a lot more than I will the hourlies or 5-minute charts this week, specifically for the Aussie. And even if the dollar or the euro does start to move a lot, the Aussie could remain stagnant if no direction has been decided on. So if we do look towards rotation to the downside, obviously lows down here before the gap at 1.347 are going to be important. Also this low at 1.3511 I'll be looking at. And another pair that I am interested in basically right now is the yen, which has been in a very strong uptrend, which to some people might sound like a good thing, but uptrends like this, specifically for the yen, tend to get broken a lot. So the odds of this trend continuing are low to me, I think. And obviously the yen is known for pretty strong downward pressure, and corrections to the upside are usually capped, and downside is the general consensus for the US yen, just because the yen is so strong. So right now I do like to see that we are in the overbought territory at around, we hit 75, which is a pretty big level for the RSI, and so if we do start to break lower, I think that we could see possibly down to 50% retracement I'll be looking at, as well as the 38.2. So this is a bigger trade than it may seem. This is around 50 pips, and 50% is around 62. So those are good setups for me right now. Even if it does start to push higher, I'll still be looking lower for the pair just because it is so overbought right now. And I think that reality will set in for the yen, and we will start to see a push lower again, if not this week, possibly next week. So just because I believe that the euro will fall and the yen is set to fall as well, I will be looking at this cross, the euro yen, which I tend to have difficult trading. I have difficulty trading this pair just because crosses don't respect technical indicators as much, and I am a technical trader, so if an indicator that is really important, like the 200 or 100, don't hold that well, then it is a pair that is difficult to trade. But as you can see from this chart, we have had 3 bearish divergences in a row. So divergences to me are an extremely important indicator of where the market's going, because it means that momentum is dying in a certain direction. So the upward momentum here for the euro is definitely dying, and this is a daily chart. So I think that a rotation down from this pair is definitely in the cards, and the risk to the downside is a lot less than the risk to the upside, just based on the fact that we have been overbought and divergences have been seen 2 separate times. So as you can see here, higher high in price, lower high in the RSI, and again higher high in price, lower high in the RSI. So we might even have another one here if we do start to push lower. So this is definitely a pair I'll be looking to trade, and pushes to the upside will be a lot easier to cap because sellers will be looking to enter the market and buyers will be covering their longs. So those are the 4 pairs I wanted to take a look at today. There is a lot of news coming out, so be careful out there. It's not always going to be easy. If you are in trades, make sure that your stops are pretty tight, and because you can get killed on weeks like this where there's a lot of news coming out of a lot of different countries. So thank you very much for watching. Like I said earlier, follow us at @SynergyFX if you have need for more updates during the week, and good luck trading.